Good evening, everyone. Oh. Okay, hold on. Okay, good evening. You can unmute yourself.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. I think the the unmute portion needs to be done at during public comment, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And there's a mistake on the walk-on agenda, Dr. Fisher?
I missed to put I didn't put the name of the vendor.
But it also says 60,000 when the approval from the county suit was 50.
Yes.
I put 60 because we don't have the exact amount. And I didn't want the 50, I did that intentionally. I don't want the 50 to not, because usually you have to go on as not to exceed.
Can we discuss it in executive session further when we convene?
Yes, this is contract, so yeah, we could do that then.
Okay. We can't begin yet, guys, because we still don't have a quorum. Wait, 1, 2, 3, myself, 4. We have 4, I believe. 1, 2, 3, and myself is 4. We're still waiting for a few board members to join.
Okay.
How many people are waiting in the
We have 13 people, no board members that are there.
Okay, we'll probably have to send them a message saying, we can't do it until they're all here. Dr. Fisher, you might have to give me additional opportunity to share my screen for this flag. I got it.
Okay.
I think I have it. Just open it for this meeting. Can you see my share? What was there? No, it's not. Can you see my share? Are we ready, Dr. Fisher?
Yes.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm gonna call this February meeting of the Roselle Board of Education to order. It is 6:03 p.m. In accordance with the provisions of the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Laws of 1975, adequate notice of this meeting was originally provided through the annual public notice on
Recording
January
in
6th,
progress.
2026 by emailing to the newspapers designated by the board, the local source, and the Star Ledger, by posting on the district website, the main bulletin board, in the administration office, and in each Roselle Borough School, and by emailing to the clerk of Roselle Borough and posted on the Borough of Roselle website. Can you all please take a moment to recite the Pledge of Allegiance with me? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Dr. Simmons, please provide a roll call.
Thank you, Dr. Washington. Dr. Washington? Dr. Atkins?
Present.
Ms. Bond? Mrs. Chavez?
Present.
Mrs. Cortez?
Present.
Ms. Santos? Ms. Tunich?
Present.
Dr. Washington?
Present.
Mrs. Washington?
Present.
Ms. Woody?
Present.
Do we have our student representatives? Mr. Daniel Afri?
Afiri.
Afiri? Not
I don't
hearing him.
see them.
And
I don't see
Mr. Emmy?
Andrew Emmy. I don't see him yet.
Okay. We have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. Everyone who is in attendance, I just want you to understand the order of our meeting. We are going to convene into executive session, which is what we always do, from 6 p.m. to approximately 7 p.m. If we are going to be a little later, we will then have someone come out and let you know that we are still running later if our discussions run long. We should be in executive session for about an hour until 7 p.m. or whatever is necessary. So now I'm going to entertain a motion to enter into executive session to discuss issues that warrant confidentiality as consistent with NJSA 10:4-12 for matters of attorney-client privilege, contracts, legal, litigation, negotiations, personnel, and student matters. The minutes will be made available to the public upon request when the confidentiality of the subject is no longer warranted. May I have a motion and a second?
I make a motion to go into executive session.
I need a second.
Fine.
All in favor?
Aye.
Again, to the public that is on this meeting, we will be coming out and we will continue with the rest of the meeting in public portion. Thank you. Dr. Fisher, can you put the board into executive session?
Recording in progress.
Good evening, everyone. We are returning from the executive session portion of the meeting. May I have a motion to return to the regular portion of this meeting?
I make a motion to return to this portion of the meeting.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I need to also make a motion to. I'm seeing in the chat, before I continue, I'm seeing in the chat that there's no sound. Can someone please confirm that this?
I can hear you. We weren't on, and I think they thought we were talking when we started coming back on, but you're fine now.
Okay, thank you. All right, I'm going to ask for a motion to adjust the presentation portion of the meeting because during in person, we usually have the junior ROTC presentation of colors. That will not be happening tonight. And Dr. Fisher, do you think we should move the instructional technology up above right after the CTE, and we have to remove the student reps reports?
Sure, that'll be fine.
Okay, so may I have a motion to adjust the order of the presentations as discussed?
Motion to adjust.
Second,
Woody.
any discussion on this? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. So I'm going to begin the evening, everyone, with my board president's report. Good evening and welcome. I see a lot of people in the audience tonight. Thank you for joining us. This is our February 2026 regular Board of Ed meeting. I'll begin tonight by saying on behalf of the Roselle Board of Education, I would like to extend a heartfelt congratulations to all of this year's Teachers of the Year honorees. This recognition is well-deserved and reflects your unwavering dedication, professionalism, and commitment to the scholars entrusted to your care. Your work shapes lives, inspires growth, and strengthens the future of our community. Please congratulate them, parents and staff, when you see them in the district. I'd also like to provide a few agenda highlights and the impact on our schools and curriculum. This evening's agenda includes several important items that directly support student achievement, school operations, and district improvements. First, there is a resolution prioritizing social emotional learning, or SEL, district-wide, which emphasizes skill building, trauma-informed practices, and integration across academic subjects. This initiative is aimed to strengthen student well-being, improve academic outcomes, and promote supportive learning environments. Also on tonight's agenda is the following professional development. Please mute yourselves for right now. Curriculum initiatives. On tonight's agenda, the following professional development and curriculum initiatives are slated for approval, including a pilot implementation of Go Math and Reveal Math programs, Foundations literacy training for staff, and an AI showcase and instructional technology integration initiative. Myself and a few board members attended the presentations for Go Math and the Reveal Math programs. And I can honestly say that's a solid platform to support our students to help them improve their math skills and literacy. The impact will be the strengthening of our math and literacy instruction, enhancing technology integration in 21st century learning, and building teacher capacity to deliver the rigorous instruction that parents have been calling for. In our preschool and early childhood education programs, we are renewing the Creative Curriculum Cloud and Ready Rosie resources that support our early learners and improves our family engagement. On our facility side, we are approving our architectural planning and facility improvements to include enhanced security vestibules in response to incidents that affected the district, the approval of the designs for our district submitted to the New Jersey Department of Education for new maker spaces and auditorium updates. We're receiving grant funding and we'll be accepting the Focus Grant, which supports universal screening and student intervention systems, which enhances early identification of academic and behavioral needs, improves targeted interventions, and supports data-driven decision-making. And lastly, I want to touch on our audit that we were presented with on Thursday. The audit shows encouraging news regarding the financial health of the Roselle Public Schools. As reported by our auditors, the district is in a strong fiscal position with an estimated $13 million healthy surplus available for 2026-2027. This marks a historic milestone for our district and reflects responsible stewardship and sound fiscal management. The audit synopsis showed a strengthened fund balance and reserves, positioning the district to address capital needs and operational priorities responsibly. This healthy surplus provides Roselle with the ability to self-fund critical school projects and improvements where necessary without placing additional strain or stress on the general operating budgets or our taxpayers. It gives us flexibility to address facility upgrades, instructional enhancements, and safety improvements while maintaining fiscal stability. This achievement is the result of the strong fiscal oversight of this Board of Commissioners, and I want to give you all a round of applause because we have been very forward-focused and doing with our due diligence, especially with our Finance Committee. So I want to give you all a round of applause. And in closing, tonight's agenda reflects a comprehensive approach to advancing academic achievement, strengthening student supports, improving facilities, and ensuring fiscal responsibilities. Although there is still much work ahead, this progress affirms that we are moving forward deliberately, responsibly, and in alignment with our mission. Thank you. The next you'll hear from our board commissioners for their board committee updates. The first committee is our curriculum committee. Ms. Chavez, please unmute yourself.
Yes, thank you, Madam President. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. Our Curriculum and Technology Committee met on February 10th at 6 p.m. and the following items were discussed, mainly student learning experience pilot, the math program pilots, which you have discussed too. There are two math programs that we're going to be piloting in after tonight's agenda, which is Go Math and Reveal Math. We also discussed the steam machine logistics, and mainly we had questions answered about the pilot strategy and how we're going to move forward after the pilot is done. Another topic of discussion was the history and financial literacy integration into this classroom and the professional development of our teachers and staff. One item that we discussed was 5.1, and all the questions were clarified by the assistant superintendent. That concludes the report for our curriculum and technology report.
Ms. Chavez, I'm gonna ask, because I know you're rendering that for another absent commissioner, can you just render your policy committee?
Sure, yes, thank you. Our policy committee met, can you hear me?
Yes.
Got it, okay. Our policy committee met on February 16th via Zoom. And as you can see in our policy, we have our second reading for policy P5200.01, which is our after-school program attendance. It has been reviewed. And so moving forward, after we pass this policy tonight, it is the expectation that for all after-school programs, including Title I, Title III, and 21st century, students need to be present. And if there is more than 3 absences, they could be removed if the students don't have a, I'm sorry, I'm going through my notes. We need to, if they have 3 unexcused absences, they will be removed from the program. And this is something that was already discussed when we had our initial meeting with the parents at the beginning of the year. We also discussed policy enforcement and school procedures of cell phone use and emergency communications. In conclusion, the committee emphasizes the need for consistent policy enforcement, strengthening the training and clear communication across all schools to support the safe and effective learning environments for all our students and staff. That concludes my report for tonight. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Ms. Chavez. The next committee to present will be the Facilities Committee. Ms. Woody?
Good evening, everyone. With all the snow we're having, I know people are very concerned. Our staff is working very hard with the snow removal, and we're bringing in outside vendors to also assist with that. We met on February 10th at 6 o'clock. Just some highlights. At Abraham Clark, we're working on a dance studio. At this point, we're just looking for more quotes on mirrors. Once those quotes are in and the mirrors are in, we will be happy to be opening there. A review is being done regarding the upgrading of water fountains district-wide. That has been a concern. Let's see, H2M continues to assess SDA grants. We're trying to use grant money as much as possible so that we're not adding expenses to the taxpayers when we're making renovations. In technology, regarding our printing services, we're working with Atlantic tomorrow, and they have agreed to send us updated Chrysera machines and also to remove the present equipment at no cost to the borough. Another thing that was discussed, we were talking about what was happening with the school break-ins. And we are going to go forward in looking at protocols to make sure that the proper people are being informed immediately so we can address things right away. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Ms. Woody. Next, we'll have the Finance Committee.
Thank you, Madam President. This is Commissioner Cortez speaking, and we had our meeting on February 9th at 7 p.m. During the course of our meeting, we had discussions about school facility referendum updates. There's a $5 million addition to the referendum for facility improvements. Dr. Fisher discussed with the board and the committee makerspace security vestibules, transition centers that are planned for our schools. Transportation contract was also discussed and approved by the Union County ESC. We also discussed audit procedures, strengthening for transportation and budgeting. Under financial and operations highlight, we discussed a $3.7 million transportation purchase order. We also discussed a $1.8 million check reissued after a stop payment had been previously issued earlier in the prior budget. New 5-year copier lease were also discussed, where we decided as a committee that we would have a cost savings of $12,868 annually to keep our financial spend at a healthy spend as it pertains to leasing equipment. We discussed scholarships and donations that were also approved for this agenda. We also discussed weapon detection systems funded through reserves that we have in our budget. On the security and fund balance side, we advanced metal detectors with visual detection capabilities to increase the security that we have in our school systems to enhance pre-existing services and systems that we currently have in place. We also discussed a healthy fund balance of $13.6 million, and we also have a $6.6 million capital reserve. We also have a 1.1 in maintenance reserve to enhance our school properties. And we also at this point have a $100K emergency fund readily available for us as well. We also discussed 1.4 million allocated to support the 2006 and 2007 budget. We have building use applications and insurance certificates confirmed on file for facilities that are being requested for use. On the audit side and findings and corrective actions, we have 16 audit findings, internal controls, and SOP issues, mandatory purchase orders required before field trips, IRS penalties approximately $800K, waiver requests submitted, monthly monitoring and auditor follow-ups are scheduled as it pertains to those topics. Business office improvements, we updated standard operating procedures, staff training implemented as well related to those standard operating procedures, monthly internal audits to begin per the request of the committee to ensure that we stay on our SOPs as it pertains to the audit findings. And we are going to request monthly budget board updates requested from this committee. Budget and staffing strategy. We also discussed not having any anticipated layoffs, most grant staffing structured as stipends, long-term staffing strategies in development are in place, and special service vacancies were also discussed and under review. Legal RFPs to be issued for 2026 through 2007 fiscal year. These were the topics that we've discussed and shared with at this meeting. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Next we'll have personnel, Ms. Turnage.
Good evening, everyone. This is Commissioner Turnage. The Personnel Committee met on February 10th. During the Personnel Committee, we discussed the personnel portion of the agenda and just received some clarifying details around...
Don't forget to take out your trash cans.
Around employee... around questions from the Personnel Committee concerning the staff here in the district. We did discuss negotiations briefly. It was noted that the retro was paid out on 1/23 to all of the current staff. And we also discussed recruitment, reviewing the vacancy list and looking at the areas in which we have vacancies, which special services is where most of our vacancies are, and we discussed some strategies for recruiting for this upcoming school year, and that concludes our personnel discussion.
Thank you, Ms. Turnage. And finally, I'll read the ad hoc committee report. We did not have a special services committee meeting. The discussion focused on the ad hoc committee met on Monday, February 16th, virtually via Zoom. The discussion focused on several key next steps leading up to the referendum for the new school project. The plans for the new school have been delivered by the architects to the Borough of Roselle Planning Board. The district is still awaiting follow-up. The architects have developed the additional plans for improvement at all existing schools to be added to the referendum. Plans were signed for submission to the New Jersey Department of Education. There is a meeting to discuss the referendum strategy and communication with the PR firm. Dr. Fisher will provide an update from the meeting with the PR firm to the board by February 19. Dr. Fisher to coordinate with the PR firm to schedule a meeting with the ad hoc committee members and the community stakeholders. The first meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, March 4th. The team will meet bi-weekly until the referendum is scheduled. Thus ends my report. Next up will be the superintendent's district updates by Dr. Fisher.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I just want to take an opportunity to welcome everyone to the February 23rd board meeting. All my guests online, all my board commissioners and the community at all overall. Tonight's report just kind of gives a quick snapshot of the district's operations, some instructional areas that we've been focusing on, some student supports, and of course we spoke about fiscal stewardship. In addition, you heard a little bit from our committees, which brought up information regarding the future school here in the district. I do want to, as of Friday, we hit the 100th day of school. So certainly we are excited to know that we hit the 100th day, but we had a school closing today and another anticipated closing tomorrow. So we won't be exceeding toward our 184 days due to weather this week. I do want to take this opportunity tonight because we will be recognizing our Teachers of the Year and our Educational Service Professionals of the Year across all of our schools. I'm very excited to acknowledge them. Certainly wanted to acknowledge them in person, but unfortunately due to the weather, we had to sort of pivot. But certainly it does not go unrecognized, your contributions that you continue to share with the Roselle community. I do want to apprise the community as well as our visitors that the winter edition of the Rambler should be in mailboxes across the community, highlighting some of the great things happening across all of our schools. We've had an opportunity to share some of the activities, but also the academic initiatives and just some of the upcoming community events that we have scheduled. We've also had the opportunity to give just a brief synopsis of the school referendum that we're looking forward to. Very excited about that process coming in fall 2026. And we're looking forward to having a number of community forums where we have an opportunity to share with the community what those future plans look like across all of our schools. I do want to share, I know we had, across the district, we've had a number of public student climate issues that we communicated about. No Grace Will Day, we shared that with our school community regarding some social media threats that were engaged by a number of our students. Thankfully, our school personnel responded accordingly to address those social media threats and put the appropriate measures in place to ensure the safety of all students. In addition, we had some communication regarding an incident that transpired at our high school. Certainly, we are continuing reviewing our code of conduct across our high school, looking to ensure that our restorative practices, due processes, and communications are aligned to ensure that we are appropriately handling situations at the high school. Between the two, the junior high school and the high school, we were very fortunate to have student town halls, just re-emphasizing to students their responsibilities in terms of their conduct in school and outside of school. So we again applaud the school administration in both schools for their efforts. This month, as we wind down, and certainly we have additional activities that are scheduled for Black History Month. Very excited that we had a number of activities that transpired across all schools. Personally, I had an opportunity to visit a number of our inclusion classes this week to read a book entitled Why Not Me by the author Blake Leeper, sparking a conversation with our scholars to ensure that they have confidence, inclusion, and understanding that they have limitless possibilities in their classrooms, particularly my inclusion spaces that transpired. This Saturday, I was excited to continue with the annual tradition with movie and muffins with the superintendent. Had an opportunity to over 100 students participate from grades pre-K to 4 who had a virtual screening of the movie Our Friend Martin. It's a powerful story honoring the life and legacy of Dr. King, and certainly the students that participated very active and engaged throughout that entire session. Across the schools, the KSA was in full steam ahead. They had a number of activities that were focused on the 100th day of school. They focused on their Super Core Value Day. Very excited to see the students dressed up in their superhero outfits. Washington Elementary School, they continued to work on some of the African tradition activities that they were displaying across the school, and having an opportunity to host an assembly for the students on Friday. Dr. Charles C. Pope, they were actually celebrating, their third graders had a great activity celebrating National Dinosaurs Day. So we were very excited to see that the students at Dr. Charles C. Pope had an opportunity to participate in that activity, as well as their 100th day celebration. Harrison Elementary as well not only celebrated the 100th day, but they also celebrated the 90th day of school. They had a 90s theme activity that the kids had an opportunity to participate in, but they also had a 100th day celebration. And very honored and privileged to know that 139 of our scholars from Harrison School celebrated their second marking period honor roll event. Again, at LV Moore, we had an opportunity to utilize our media specialists who had engaged our students with a host of Black inventors lessons and activities. A great opportunity to showcase the many Black inventors, utilizing a Black Inventors Bingo activity. Over at Grace Will today, Ms. McGregor's art class had an opportunity to create some vibrant artwork that we see displayed across the school, showcasing Black History Month. And they also are continuing with the NAEP assessment that's taking place for our students in the history and civics assessment that they're taking. At the high school, we've had our students who had an opportunity to participate in a public speaking debate. This was a great opportunity to see our students across our teen pep classes, as well as seniors, participate in a special on-campus admission event from Berkeley College, where they were actually coordinating on-the-spot admissions. And as you heard from the curriculum report out, there was a report out on the math programs that we are reviewing. We had a host of teachers across the entire district review a number of programs. I believe it was upwards of 10 math programs they reviewed. They certainly selected the best one that met the needs of our bilingual, multilingual, and our special education students, along with our gen ed students. So the final recommendations will be put forth to the board at the conclusion of this academic year. Our Title I department, again, there are a host of things happening in Title I. More particular, the students had an opportunity to participate in an interactive a light up tool activity. And this happened at a number of schools across the district. And our elementary school, particularly at Washington, they engaged in an activity called the Wild Robot. Just to let everyone know, in the ESL World Language Department, we are in the access assessment period. So we have students who are taking the access assessment that is actively transpiring right now. And excited in our STEAM department this weekend, we had a group of students not only have an opportunity to participate in a day of STEAM over in Rahway, the township of Rahway. And we were very fortunate also to have a group of students who were accompanied by their math teacher, Mr. Naeem, to attend a STEAM event down at Princeton University. Looking ahead, we're getting geared up for the high school, which is engaging in our Middle States accreditation process, which was supposed to begin today. Unfortunately, due to the weather, we have to kind of modify that schedule, but we're going to move accordingly to reschedule that process. We are actively engaging in the 26-27 budget. So we're looking forward to the month of March, presenting that, our preliminary budget to the public and having an opportunity to forward that along to the state. And as you heard, we're looking forward to the opening of the dance studio at the high school. So there are a lot of great things happening across the district. I believe this sort of concludes some of the wonderful things happening across the district. Madam President, I believe that is the update on the superintendent's report.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Fisher. Can you please provide us with the HIB reporting through February 2026 for this report period?
Sure. The harassment, intimidation, and bullying investigation report for period 2 of the 25-26 school year. KSA reported no incidents of harassment and intimidation and bullying at the KSA for the month of February. Harrison Elementary School reported 0 incidents for the month of February. Dr. Charles C. Polk reported 0 incidents of harassment, intimidation, and bullying. Washington Elementary School, 0 reports were presented for Washington Elementary School. Leonard V. Moore Middle School, there were 0 reports that were presented for harassment, intimidation, and bullying. Grace Wilday Junior High School had 1 incident that was reported and investigated and concluded not to be a HIB. For the cumulative report to date, we had a total of for the 25-26, we had 24 incidents that were reported and investigated. 3 of those incidents were actually confirmed as a HIB this year, and 21 of those incidents for the year have been deemed as not being a HIB. This concludes the HIB reporting for the month of February 2026.
Thank you, Dr. Fisher. Next up are our instructional and technology updates by our instructional and technology and CTE department. Ms. Vilsine, are you with us? Dr. Fisher, are they with us?
I'm not seeing Ms. Vilsine. I know she was actually sending out our communications on the closing of schools, so I'm not sure. Maybe hopefully I can loop her back in somewhere through our agenda. So let me just check on her. But she did send out our communications for tomorrow's school closing.
Okay, and Dr. Fisher, I just noticed in your updates, there was no mention of the high school.
Okay, so at the high school, yeah, I actually gave a brief version of the high school. We most recently had a situation at the high school where we involved for the public to know, we had a student interaction, a conflict at the high school. And certainly it was an incident that brought a lot of concern to a lot of people based on what had transpired. And it's what not only myself, but also to the school personnel and students. Did have an opportunity to talk with the principal, meet with the principal, and have an understanding of what transpired, particularly on that day. Also had an opportunity to talk with the parents regarding what had transpired that day as well. And again, at this particular point, we have been following the code of conduct, and giving all the students their due process in that particular situation. We initially held a student town hall. Okay, I was lost the words there. A student town hall where we had an opportunity to just reiterate to students about what the expectations are at the high school. Having a clear understanding as to what's acceptable and what's not acceptable, and also just reiterating what the code of conduct is. And what we initially had scheduled a town hall meeting where we were going to have some of our high school families come out just to get an update about what transpired on that particular day. Not to talk about any individual students, but just to give reassurance of what types of protocols the high school has in place. That particular parent town hall was canceled. Again, that was based on the concerns that we were receiving. There were just some concerns regarding using it as a platform that wasn't necessarily what it was intended to do. We are looking to have some sort of parent a town hall. I don't necessarily want to use a town hall, but a conversation with parents and what everybody's expectation is to ensure that we have appropriate code of conduct throughout the building. So again, that's as much as I have the update on that particular situation. Again, you know, one of the things I will say, the school administration has been working diligently to kind of ensure that we maintain safety and security at not only just the high school, but every school across the district for that's sake. So I just wanted to kind of just, if I could circle back on that and just kind of pin that in the conversation, Dr. Washington.
Thank you, Dr. Fisher. Moving on, you're gonna reach out to Ms. Vilsine, right? And we may have to bring her back at the end. Yeah, you have to unmute, Dr. Fisher.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So now, may I have a motion and a second to accept and approve governance items and presentations as presented?
I make a motion to accept governance and presentations.
Second,
Woody?
any discussion on any items presented? Seeing as there's no discussion, may I have a roll call, Dr. Simmons?
Yes. Ms. Tunich?
Yes.
Ms. Woody?
Yes.
Dr. Atkins?
Yes.
Ms. Bond? Ms. Bond?
I think she dropped off.
Okay. Mrs. Chavez?
Yes.
Mrs. Cortez?
Yes.
Mrs. Washington?
Yes.
Dr. Washington?
Yes,
Motion passed.
thank you. Now comes the section of the meeting for public comment as mandated by this board's policies. Members of the public who wish to address the board during the public comment portion of this meeting may do so for 4 minutes. For this meeting, since it's virtually, the next statement I'm going to say is those who have signed up, I'm going to call your name in the order that you signed up. When you are called, they will ask you to unmute your microphone, provide your name and address for the record. When speaking, please address all comments to the board president. Public comment is not intended to be a question and answer period. It is the time of the meeting during which the public may speak on any topic associated with the business of this Board of Education. All public comments must conform to basic standards of civility. Disruptive, threatening, defamatory, and/or profane comments, as well as political commentary, will not be allowed. If spoken during the meeting, the commenter will be stopped and may be removed from the meeting. The first person that I am going to call is Carol Smith. Carol Smith, you're going to be asked to unmute your microphone, provide your name and address for the meeting. And yes, hi Carol.
Okay. Hi, how are you? Good evening, everybody. My name is Carol Smith. My address is 288 James Parker Boulevard. I live in Red Bank, New Jersey. And I just want to first say congratulations to my former colleague, Mike Pulowski, for Teacher of the Year. Well-deserved, fabulous teacher. I know I only have 4 minutes. And I know I'm not allowed to ask a question, but I was so happy to hear that the district is so financially sound at this time. And I did want to find out, well, when can I expect my retro pay? Because I did work last year, September, all the way through to the very beginning of April on the previous year's step and salary guide. And I was told, I would be getting retro pay. And then in April, I just had an incredible opportunity to go 2 miles up the road from you guys and work in Roselle Park. And so I had to take it. It was just too good of an offer to not take. But I was told I would be getting my retro pay. And then I had heard everybody who was still there got their retro pay. And then I did a little research and I was told former employees will not be getting retro pay. So I'm addressing the board to find out, like, how can that even be? I know I'm not supposed to ask questions, but how can that even be? And how can you not pay someone for the work that they did? But I know I'm not supposed to ask questions. So I guess just, I don't know, the questions will be recorded and then at some point, maybe they can be answered when it's not a board meeting. I don't know, but that's why I am at the board meeting.
A question like that will possibly come from the superintendent or the HR department. Thank you, Ms. Smith.
You're very welcome.
Okay, hold on. The next person that I'm going to call, Rachel Williams. Rachel and Curtis Williams. Will you unmute yourselves? Please state your name and address for the record.
Hello?
Hello, I hear you. I can't see you. Okay, there you are. Thank you. I'm gonna start the time clock.
Rachel and Curtis Williams, 224 West First Avenue.
Good evening. My name is Rachel Williams, and I am the mother of Maija Sessoms, a student in the district. I want to begin by clearly saying I do not condone violence. On February 6th, my daughter was assaulted. But what led to that moment cannot be ignored. For 5 years, my daughter has experienced bullying and targeting within this district. There have been threats, there have been repeated issues, there had been a pattern.
On February 6th, she was approached in a hallway during school hours by multiple students after threats had already been made. She reacted out of her fear and frustration for years of feeling unheard. The question I'm asking tonight is, how did it get this far? How does a child endure years of reported bullying without meaningful intervention? Where was hallway supervision? What preventive measures were taken before this escalated? Were reports investigated and addressed under the district anti-bullying policies? When a child feels threatened and concerned at school, that is not just a discipline issue, it is a safety issue. Children who feel protected do not feel the need to defend themselves. This is about accountability on all levels. If there were warning signs over the years, they should have been addressed long before a hallway confrontation occurred. So tonight I'm respectfully asking this board to go on record. What specific actions will you take to ensure bullying patterns are addressed before they escalate into violence? What changes will be made to supervision and intervention procedures? And at this time, for those changes, I'm asking for private conversations. I'm asking for a public commitment to prevention, transparency, and student safety so that no child in this district reaches a breaking point before being protected. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. We'll have someone from the district get back to you with those answers to your questions and your statements. Hold on. The next commenter is Sierra Cosby.
Hello.
I see. I can't see your video, Ms. Cosby.
Oh, I'd rather leave my camera off.
Okay.
If that's okay. Sierra Cosby here, Roselle resident. I'd rather not give my address, if that's okay. but I've been a Roselle resident here and a Roselle district parent since 2018. Originally from New York, moved here in 2018. My son is currently a student at Grace Wilday Junior High School. He started out in the Roselle Public School District at the KSA under Dr. Fisher. Hello, Dr. Fisher, when Dr. Fisher was the principal there. There's a few things. Firstly, as far as the education goes, I definitely have seen a lot of improvements over the years, which I'm very happy about. I guess my only concern really is the amount of technology that the students are using, or that they have the students using on a daily basis. And I understand that, of course, it's 2026 and it's necessary, it's needed for them to know how to use it, for them to have certain skills in order to survive in today's world. But I definitely feel like as a parent, and also I am an educator myself, and I definitely feel like there's a cognitive decline in children across the board because so much technology is being used. I would just maybe like to see more handwritten work, more in every subject. Like my son's in the 7th grade, and there's not a whole lot of opportunities where I get to actually see the type of work that he's doing in school, or I actually, get to see handwritten work, worksheets for math, ELA, and things like that. It happens very seldom. It's very far and few between. And I basically know how he's doing as far as writing and whatnot because I make him do it at home. So because I make him do it at home and I go over things with him, that's how I know where he is. But as far as the schoolwork goes, and I do have access to Canvas and whatnot, I do check it regularly. So I'm definitely seeing that they are getting assignments. I talk to him about the stuff, ask him questions. I talk to his teachers. I go to the parent teacher nights and whatnot. And I have been shown things when I do go to the school for parent teacher night. But of course, that doesn't happen every month. I think the last one I was at, I think that was at the end of October, if I'm not mistaken. So, if possible, I would just like for
Miss Cosby? Miss Cosby cut out. Can we find Miss Cosby? I'm gonna pause her time.
Excuse me, the chat is still not active?
No, the chat is not active. Because we're in public portion now.
So is there a way to get your name on the list without the chat?
She did, she asked for that. She asked that if anyone had comments, they would kindly sign up so that they can be addressed. I'm calling the names of those people that signed up. 1 second, please. I'm also was working with Miss Cosby and her phone.
Yes, I'm sorry, I'm back.
There you are. Okay, you had more time, so I just want to make sure that you have that time.
Yes, and I'm sorry, I don't know where I left off, but basically to make a long story short, I would like for maybe more writing and required meeting to be included in the curriculum if possible. And also as far as the anti-bullying and harassment goes, just to give a little bit of a backstory,
You
In
are coming up to
January.
the end of your time, Ms. Cosby.
Okay, how much time do I have?
Yeah, 10 seconds, 10,
Oh,
about 10 more
Okay,
seconds.
well then I won't go into that, but I think that there just needs to be more consistency in terms of how things are handled with the parents when there are physical altercations with students. If a parent requests a meeting with another parent of the student that's involved in a physical altercation with their child, that shouldn't be a problem. I was denied a meeting when I requested a meeting when my son was kicked in the back in his English language arts class, and I had to take him to the ER. He had contusions. He was on pain meds. He was on pain patches. He was out for like 2 to 3 days. I
need to
asked.
cut you off, Miss.
Sorry, but yeah, just more consistency and just more fairness when it comes to handling the parents.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Cosby.
Thank you.
Ms. Cosby, if you stay online, I need to find out if I can get your information so that we can follow up. Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Just stay online.
Okay.
Okay, the next person that I'm going to call is Rosemary Longo.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Rosemary Longo, REA President. I'm just going to follow up, as you heard from one of the former employees who resigned from Roselle. It seems that former employees did not receive retroactive salary. I'm concerned. I know I've reached out via email to Dr. Fisher with concerns as to why these individuals are not receiving retro salary. It has always been a practice that former employees received retro salary. It's never been part of a discussion for the last several negotiations that we've had. I've come to understand, correct me if I'm wrong, retired employees have received retro salary. So I am not understanding what would the difference be between a retired individual or someone who resigns. They've been here, they've worked right alongside everybody else, they fulfilled their job responsibilities, they're being denied retro. It's basically telling them they're not valued as much as any other employee who worked during the negotiations process. And it almost feels as though it's punitive. So I'm asking the board to please ensure that these individuals receive retro salary. They deserve it. Any discussions in the future with regard to this issue should be done during the negotiations process. Thank you.
Thank you. The next person is Demetria Demolius. If you'd like to, before Ms. Demolius comes on, if you'd like to get on the list for public comment, please email P as in Peter at Roselle schools with an S at the end.org.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, Demetria. Can you please go on camera?
Hi. Okay, good evening, Dr. Fisher, Roselle Board Commissioners, and fellow former peers that are just as frustrated as I am. My name is Demetria Demolius, and I worked in Roselle, Grace Will Day School from September 22 till November.
You cut out, Demetria, you're cutting out. Demetria, we can't hear you. Can you pause for 1 second, Demetria? Because we can't hear you, and I want to make sure you have your time. Demetria, come off mute. Uh-oh. Can we have someone assist her and take her off mute, please? Still can't hear her.
She's off mute. She's off mute. I'm just.
Yeah, I still can't hear her at all. Demetria, can we come back? Because we can't hear you at all. I won't close public portion until we hear from you. Because we maybe want to reset your phone, reset and come back. Thank you. The next person that I'm going to call, Darren Williamson. Darren Williamson. Is Darren Williamson here? Can we find Darren Williamson?
He's no longer here.
Okay. The next person I'm going to call is Tanisha Long. Is there Tanisha Long on the line?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening.
Hi, Ms. Long.
My name is Tanisha Long. I'm at 928 Wheat Chief Road in Roselle. I wanted to respond to the board's decision not to provide retroactive pay to employees who have since left the district. Many of us continue to show up and fulfill our responsibilities, even when the board was unable to renew the contract in a timely manner. We honored our commitment to this district and to the students we served. The retroactive pay in question is not a bonus or a courtesy. It is compensation that was earned through work already performed. It is important to note that many employees who left in pursuit of did not do so in pursuit of higher salaries. Many of us left to some degree because we felt unappreciated, unsupported, and undervalued. Speaking personally, I have at times questioned whether leaving was the right decision and whether I might one day return. However, the decision to withhold pay that we rightfully earned sends a clear and disappointing message. It reinforces the very concerns that led many dedicated employees to leave Roselle in the first place. I respectfully urge the board to reconsider the decision and to do what is fair and just, and that is to honor the work that was performed and provide the retroactive pay, excuse me, that was earned. Thank you so much for your time and consideration.
Thank you.
I'm back. I don't know.
Okay, I was gonna say, Demetria, are you back?
Yes, I am. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Again, good evening, Dr. Fisher, Roselle Board Commissioners, and fellow former peers that are just as frustrated.
Can you turn on your camera, Demetria?
Oh.
Sorry.
Here I am. Okay.
There you are.
All right. My name is Demetria Demolius. I reside at 3808 Greenway Boulevard in Roselle, 07203. And I worked in Roselle Grace Will Day from September 22 till November 24th. I was just informed that retro pay was not going to be allotted to me by the Office of HR, and they said that Dr. Fisher gave those orders because suddenly no former employees that worked with no contract weren't going to be given their retro pay. I don't see how that's possible. I know our union would never have agreed to those practices, and in past practices, former employees that worked with no contract were given the retro pay. I left Roselle because of the low pay, which Roselle is one of the lowest paying districts, but I did love my job. I loved working with the 7th and 8th graders. I just had no more choice. And I did move to another district. When I gave my 60 days notice, not only when I gave that 60-day notice, I was held to the very last day, which is fine, but they wouldn't let me work any extracurricular activities from the moment I put in my resignation. I had to stop the 21st century. I had to take my name off of before the bell and after the bell and anything else that Roselle offered. Dr. Potts told me that Dr. Fisher told him anyone who has resigned was automatically told to stop working. I don't feel that that is okay or just. I don't feel that this is fair, or we're not asking for millions, we're just asking for what we were owed and what we worked for. Thank you very much, and have a great evening, and I hope this gets resolved soon.
Thank you, Ms. Demolius. The next name that I am going to call is, and I hope I'm saying this correctly, please correct me if I am incorrect, Tanjane Sessions.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm sorry, I can't see you, Ms. Sessions.
So I do wish to keep my camera off as well.
Okay, I see. Okay, I see your active chat. Okay, thank you.
Okay. So I had a few key points that I just wanted to touch bases with. So when you did open up the meeting, your very first comment was that we entrust our students, our kids in your care. I had a few concerns about the incident that took place at the high school. So my age assessment, she is my niece. And I know how long her mom has been trying to do the right thing by her child. And I mean, realistically, her cries have really fell on deaf ears, because it hasn't been just this year, last year, the year before. This is an ongoing thing. So I wanted to touch bases with I'm not even sure who the gentleman was who gave the HIB report. I'm not even sure. So you guys report that there's no incidences of bullying, but it's beyond bullying when you have to have police reports, documented police reports, with what's going on. I mean, I understand you guys said you put in the corrective measures and you told students about the expectation. That's not enough with telling these young adults what you expect from them, and you're obviously not getting it. So I know we're not supposed to ask any questions. I want to know what measures were put into place, because it seems like you're just saying that to dangle something in front of our face so we can look the other way about the real problem at hand. Because like I said, this is not the first year. This is not the second year. This has gone on for over 4 years. It's way too long. Like, we need answers. We need actions. We're trying to do everything that everyone is telling us to do to protect our child. And hey, it's be quiet. We're doing what we have to do to protect our child. And like I said, realistically, we need action. This meeting, I don't know how far it's gonna go, but realistically, 4 years is long enough. It's torture to send your child to school it's beyond bullying at this point. I mean, because at this point, Roselle District is protecting the bully, the many children that's bullying her. Hey, they're gonna kick me out.
Ms. Sessions, continue. Ms. Sessions, you still have time to continue if you'd like to continue. Ms. Sessions?
I'm sorry, am I on?
You're on now. I can hear you now. You still have some time left in your time.
Yeah, because like I said, at this point, we've reached out to any and everybody that anybody has told us to reach out to. We're trying to remain civilized. We're trying to remain hopeful that we can get our problems addressed. Like, police reports is not enough. The parents have no control over their kids. What are we supposed to do as parents? And my thing is, I understand it may feel like it's just a one incident or a one student. That if you drop the ball now, how can you protect the rest of the students in the future? like I said, it is torture for this girl to have to go to school and not just feel like she have to protect herself, that nobody is there to protect her. Nobody can control these kids. What are we gonna do? As a concerned parent, I have a child myself, and it's not just, what if this happened to my son? I send him to school every day because he is supposed to be protected. I do entrust the school system to protect my child, and it's not fair that that's just, my cries are being swept under the rug. Like I don't want to. I'm definitely lost. I mean, I know you can't respond, you can't answer, but I don't feel like the incident at the high school has been taken care of. Honestly, I don't feel like it will be taken care of, but it can't stop here. This meeting is not enough because you're gonna hear our cries. You see the emails. I mean, I'm pretty sure this girl went up there and tried to get meetings with everybody. I'm pretty sure those messages fell on somebody's desk that she's here crying out for her child, and nothing has been done. And now her daughter has been beyond assaulted in a way there's no return. There's no return. Roselle school system, you really, really dropped the ball on this, because I don't understand. You do hear reports, but how do we know as parents that those reports are accurate? Who's investigating? What are the outcomes? Like, I mean, this meeting is supposed to only have good, you giving us, you got a budget.
Ms. Sessoms, I'm sorry, your 4 minutes are up. Can you please send your email address to osp@roselleschools.org?
Yes, ma'am.
That's OSP as in Peter, P as in Peter, @roselleschools.org, so that we may follow up.
No problem.
Okay. The next name that I am going to call is Hassana Sessoms. Is Hassana Sessom still on the line?
Yes, I'm on the line. You
Hi.
can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I am the grandmother of Myasia Sessoms. And I feel, and I know y'all feel the same way, that y'all effort of safety for my granddaughter have fell on deaf ears. How could you sleep at night? Because I can't. If this trauma would have happened to any of y'all daughter, grandson, or any of y'all family member, what would you do? How could you sleep at night? I don't understand how it's supposed to be a protocol and nothing was done. I've seen the videos. Nothing was done to save her from this happening. From years of trauma, from the same kid and other kids joining in. It's not funny. It's not cute. It's sad. It's sad that my granddaughter is traumatized because of this, because the school system failed her to protect her. Her mother made police reports. She went to the school. Police wasn't called, nobody was arrested. But when her mother came up, the school didn't even call her to let her know her daughter been assaulted, been traumatized in the worst way. The police was called after the mother got there, not when it was going on. The security guards didn't protect her enough at all. If anything, they held her when she was getting assaulted by a man. Or what y'all say, a boy? It's a man. I'm truly disappointed. And I had other family members went to that school, and this never happened. I don't know if it's a new administration or what's going on, but it's dead wrong. It's dead wrong. And y'all all know it. And y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Nobody reached out to try to help her at all. Nobody. I don't understand where the protocol came in that any kid, any parent, if I would have heard any situation like this, I would never send or reference any of my family members or friends to that school. Never, ever. Because nothing's still not done. Nobody reached out to see how my granddaughter doing. Every day is a struggle for her. And it's a struggle for me too. It's a lot of people that work in the school district, police station. Their kids was involved. And everything was swept under the rug. To protect who? The abuser? Nobody protected her. And she's still suffering. And so am I. And her mother too. Y'all need to be ashamed of yourself. How could y'all sleep at night when this trauma happened? You can't sweep it under the rug no more. You can't pretend it ain't happened. You can't keep pretending. And nothing done is wrong. It's dead wrong. They still getting threats. They don't even feel secure at their own home. It's wrong.
Yes, I'm sorry, Miss Sessoms.
Yeah, I know you're sorry. It's wrong.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I have to stop you now. Your 4 minutes are up.
Yeah, it's wrong.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The next name is Troy Hudson. Troy Hudson. Can I have the person who's assisting us with these names checked for
Yeah.
Troy Hudson?
It's no longer in the meeting.
Okay. The next name is Erica Fortenberry.
Well, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay,
Please come on camera. Please come on camera. Thank you.
Choose not to turn on my video, but you can see the picture there. Can you see my picture there?
Yes, I can.
So I live at 418 Aldine Road in Roselle, New Jersey. I do not have any children in the school district, but I am a parishioner along with Rachel Curtis and Rachel Williams and their daughter, Mysia Sessions. So I have been an educator for 26 years, and being so, we are taught in loco parentis, which means that the school acts in place of the parent. So when a child is in school, they should be safe beyond measure. To have watched that video, watching Mysia beat the way that she was, watching adult men holding her as her hair was being pulled from the root is unfathomable. There is no way in my consciousness as an educator for all the years that I've taught, all the years that I've nurtured children, for me to even have an understanding how this can happen to a child in school. To have spoken to her parents and find out that this has been an ongoing bullying situation is even more unconscionable. I can't understand how any educator, any principal, any superintendent can sit in this meeting with a straight face knowing that a child is suffering in such a way. As an educator, we need to have compassion and empathy more than anything else. There are restorative practices that could taking place. There is conflict resolution. There is rethink education. There are all kinds of things that could be put in place to help this situation or have helped it years ago. I have several friends whose children go to school in the school district of Roselle. I do not work here. I work in Newark Public Schools. However, in Roselle Public Schools, for it to be, it's a much different school system than Newark. Newark is, people expect these kinds of things to happen, but I've never seen anything happen like that in my whole 26 years. Having spoken to other parents of teenagers that went to the high school, I had another child who's my goddaughter who was also bullied all throughout high school. I just heard a parent speak about the middle school at Williday being bullied. I mean, this seems to be an epidemic in Roselle Public Schools. And because I pay $16,000 a year in taxes, and my taxes are used towards the school and the education, I would like to know, what is the plan? I would like to see in writing a plan that Roselle Public Schools has put in place to stop the bullying, to reach out to parents in enough time to not allow situations like this to take place year after year after year after year until children are traumatized beyond measure, where this child is afraid to walk out of her home. That is unbelievable. And it cannot be tolerated. It cannot. I don't know what has to happen. I don't know if we have to march in the streets. I don't know what we have to do, but something has to be done. And so I know that this is, and I'm not posing a question, so I don't expect an answer. This is a statement. And this is a public outcry. Because I like I said, I do not have any children in the school district. My children have never attended school in Roselle, but I am a taxpayer. And as being such, I want to know in writing. I will be writing the superintendent. I will be reaching out to each and every person in this district. I will be calling the mayor and every other person. I've already contacted the news because something has to happen in Roselle Public Schools where the children can go to school safely and learn. No one can learn when they're being beat upon. And no parent should ever have to endure their child's hair being pulled out by the roots, children being beaten in the hallway. The video was unbelievable. And I don't know if any of you were able to watch it or be privy to it, but if you are, and if you've seen it, I know it had to do something to the inside of you because it did something to the inside of me. And so I am praying for the Roselle Public School. And I am just asking you, as parents, as human beings, to do your job. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fortenberry. Just pulling up the list. Okay. Shantae Sessoms. Shantae Sessoms.
Hi, hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Yes, Shantae Sessom.
Yeah.
I want to stay off camera. I first want to address the statement that was made and pertaining to safety that Dr. Fisher made. With respect, with all due respect, that cannot be accurate. If my niece was assaulted by multiple students in the hallways of a school, you cannot maintain safety if a child is physically attacked in that manner. So in the fact you meant that it is a breach in safety, and in that reason I'm asking, what are you doing about the breach of security safety that happened at the high school? I'm not sure today, but it was in February. I need to understand concrete action of what is going to be done to ensure that it doesn't happen again. I need active plans. There were children in the hallway with further humiliated my niece recording. What is your policy against videos? Why don't you have apps like Doorman where the kids have to check in their phone? All of these things is not an act of maintaining safety. It's all actions that is breaching the safety for all the kids. She hasn't felt safe in years, and I'm not condoning any type of violence, but I think that if it was retaliation on this end or it became bigger, then everyone would try to blame us or say that it's retaliation between the two. But because we're trying to do everything right, I feel like it's being ignored. I feel like Dr. Fisher named a list of different datas and list of things that's happening, all positive. But what about the negative things that happen? Nothing is perfect. So to start this meeting off with millions of dollars, but no dormant act to protect my child, to know that you can't upload Facebook, Instagram, all these things on social media, fights and everything, to know that you don't have no security guards that can actually do it. Where's the active police? Why don't you have 2 police officers? It's not much to pay them from the $13 million that you guys are receiving, that you so happily said, and all of these increases. Well, safety, you should pour into safety. Use that money to secure the building. Make sure that these kids are being checked. My daughter is in a middle school in another district. They check their phone. They lock their phone down. There's no phones being used in school for social media. That day, after being assaulted so bad, my niece went to a Chick-fil-A, and the people in the line were saying, that looks like the girl that was just beat up in the school. How humiliating is that? This is her senior year, supposed to be the happiest year of her life. She's supposed to be transitioning to college. She doesn't want to go to prom, doesn't want to go to graduation. She's scared to leave her door. I think that you guys need to understand that it is serious. She is a senior in high school, the best year of your life. It has turned into a tragedy for her. This is the memory that she has for the whole year, the whole school year. This is how she's leaving your school district. Feeling unsafe, unprotected, not being protected, feeling like the school just want to sweep it under the rug. Everybody is really not taking any accountability. You really just want to make sure that you're not liable for anything. The main focus is, how can we hold everyone accountable? And how can we issue a statement that, I'm so sorry, we dropped the ball. Your daughter was not protected in Roselle School. How about that sentence? You, Dr. Fisher, didn't say it. No one that she spoke to, and none of those emails said, I am so sorry that the safety in this school was breached. Oh, it's all of these excuses, all of these meetings being canceled because of a threat. Well, she was threatened for 4 years and the school didn't shut down once, cancel a meeting, everything went as planned. So I need for someone to print out, type up or whatever, the action plan. What are we doing about the recordings in the school? What are we doing about the security that's not securing the kids? What are we doing that these kids cannot come into a classroom and assault another child? What are we doing that a boy can't hire 2 girls that is a fireman's child to come fight someone that didn't even have a beef, didn't even have words? You guys let that boy run the school and then change. My niece was tragically assaulted, and everyone's looking for excuses, and it's no accountability. So I just want an action plan.
Thank you.
A real action plan.
Thank you, Ms. Sessions.
Not we'll address it later, or the school is fine.
Ms. Sessions,
No head reports.
Your time is completed. Thank you, Ms. Sessions. Okay, the next position take. Troy Hudson is back.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, Troy Hudson. I would like to not give my address, but that was my niece.
Okay.
And that was my niece, and the problem is that I think that listening to everyone took a lot of my words, but one of the things that I didn't hear, which should be, I think the Roselle Board of Education need to be an investigation on the Board of Education to see how they are handling this situation. But in other situations, because of If this been going on for 4 years, the state should have been stepped in, which I already did call the state to do an investigation on how things is handled. How could my niece be in headlock, which look maybe be one of the security guards, while she being beaten and her hair being torn out? How could the guy that was also jumping her get to her for the second or maybe third time? So an investigation needed to be done on the security, on the Board of Education, and any and all the teachers that's there. And from that investigation, there possibly be some charges on every single adult, not including just the kids that jumped her, but also the teachers and adults to allow this assault to happen, to go so long, to have them jump my niece. And just like the family said, she's in high school. This is supposed to be her wonder years. How could she move on? And how could she get an even better education after this? So that responsibility of what she's going through falls directly on the Roselle Board of Education and the teachers and the board and the security guard of that school, especially the principal, to find out that they did nothing about this yet, nothing at all, no call, no how you doing, and just sweep it under the rug like my family was saying. This should be an outrage, not with just our family, but everybody else. Everybody else should be outraged because it can happen to their child too. And for that young man to get back to my niece was a disgrace. And just like one of my family members said, how could you not lose sleep from that? How could you not lose sleep? I don't care who they are connected to. Wrong is wrong. And it definitely, the state need to come in and do an investigation. And I really believe that people should get in trouble, if not locked up. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hudson. I have Amaya Tillman.
Hi, I'm here. You can see my picture?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, how are you? My name is Amaya Tillman. I'm a Rahway resident. I'm here as a church family friend regarding a serious ongoing situation involving Myasia, who has been subject to repeated harassment and bullying and the lack of meaningful response from those responsible for protecting her. And this is not a one-time incident. Like previous other people have said in this meeting, this has happened numerous times. Her parents have documented dates, incidents, and the names of staff who were notified. They have emails, written complaints, police reports, and records showing that reports were made and not acted on. This has been a problem at Abraham Clark as well as the other schools in the district since before I can remember, back when I was in high school from 2013 to 2017. And I just feel like nothing is being done. And her case is way more far advanced than I have seen. The fact that she's scared to go to school during her senior year, which is supposed to be the best time that she's having, is ridiculous. And what concerns me just as much as the bullying itself is the institutional failure to address it. When a child is harmed repeatedly and adults in positions of authority do nothing, the message sent to every student is that the school is not safe. And it's exactly how Myasia feels, and which is why she's so guarded. And I feel like that is unacceptable. And I also think that you guys need more or better security guards. It's no way from that video, I'm pretty sure everybody has seen as much as they don't want to see it, that those security guards couldn't control those kids and more people from jumping into that fight. Rahway security would literally never. And from that video, it clearly shows those kids have no respect or fear of their security guards when it pertains to authority. So I'm requesting a formal written response from the district within 14 days outlining what steps will be taken, as well as I'm requesting an independent review of how this complaint was handled. And as well as the giving 2 things I request those things to be given to her parents, Rachel and Curtis Williams, as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tillman. Miss Anna Lee Calamito. Can we find Miss Anna Lee Calamito?
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble with it. Can you hear?
There you are. I see your thing. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm basically just, touching on everything that everybody has said already. I'm a friend of Rachel Chapman, that's Maya's mother. I noticed that the incident was referred to as like a situation. So I'm kind of just like I said, touching on what everybody else said. It was they failed her. I just noticed a lack of empathy across the platform of like people with authority. And it's just like one of her aunts mentioned, like nobody has even said, I'm sorry that this is going on. Not any of you either. And referring to the situation as quote unquote a situation or the issue. And it's like, no, she was assaulted brutally. Her scalp was visible after they ripped her hair out. And it's like nobody did anything. So yeah, I just wanted to just touch on that. The lack of really empathy is what is making it hard to get any results, because I feel like y'all are more focused on trying to just brush it under the rug because this is something that, and then he said that they, just conveniently skipped over Abraham Clark when he was mentioning the schools that didn't have any issues, or he mentioned that they were reporting things, but they were deemed like, not serious or whatever, trying to make it seem like it's just a safe town, and it's like it can be, but this incident did happen and it wasn't something that was fabricated. So I don't feel like, when trying to address a serious issue, when you start mentioning other things that are less serious, it's like you're intending to take away the seriousness from this situation right here. And it's like a child was brutally assaulted with a bunch of adults around. And at the very least, they could have said, okay, we could have done something differently. And it's like things happen, we're all adults, life is happening to everybody. But the fact that nobody is even saying just the minimum thing of like, we could have done something differently. And it's like, Rachel is not trying to attack guys or make people lose their job, or she's very empathetic even toward other children, even toward the people who assaulted her children, because clearly they're battling things in themselves to where they want to hurt somebody and harm somebody repeatedly. So for her to just be such an empathetic being and not get any empathy back is really just disturbing, honestly, to watch everybody speak and not even just, say, I'm sorry that this is happening. We do want to do something differently. So I'm just on board with them, and I feel the same way. I do want to see something. So you can put it in writing, you can put it on the billboard or whatever, but I'd just rather see like actual results and just somebody take accountability. It's kind of scary because it makes it seem like, why is there a hesitation for y'all to at least just take accountability? We did drop the ball. We did do something wrong. We could have done something better. We could have done something differently to avoid this tragic incident for this girl. And to mention things like, it could have been because, whatever it could have been because of, even if she was a problematic student or whatever, which she isn't, at the end of the day, she was hurt and she was harmed and she was brutally assaulted. She could have been killed. Her head could have hit the wrong way on the floor, people kicking people and stomping people. Like any of those children in that hallway could have died. And I just feel like it's not being taken seriously. I don't understand why. I think it's just disturbing. But yeah, I feel like get it together. I'm not a resident of Roselle anymore, but I was born and raised in Roselle. I went to the high school too. I don't think they took anything serious. I graduated in 2009. I've honestly never seen any results, and they've been sweeping things under the rug and treating things like, they're not important since I was in school. So I just hope and pray that whoever watches this video to get back to the people with their concerns and comments actually addresses something, and she, gets some type of justice from this, like any type, at the very least, somebody in authority from the school to just take accountability. Y'all could have done a lot of things differently, a lot of things better. This could have been prevented. And to say that there were no reports or just conveniently skip over the high school is like, it's like a joke. It's like, yeah, because even if nobody else in the high school ever reported any assault, which is unlikely, it's a high school kids fight, Rachel did multiple times. So y'all do have a bunch of harassment reports from one person, which counts as multiple reports. So to not mention any is just like, what's up? Why is it in you guys, protocol to not be able to empathize? Because before y'all are principals or people in authority, y'all are human beings too. And it's like y'all lack the just common courtesy of empathizing with a person whose child was brutally harmed and she is traumatized. And that's like, her family it's a what do you call it? Like, everybody is affected by it, not just her. The people that's watching are afraid their children are not going to be protected. The people in her family is just disturbed, scared, because it's not only on the school grounds, it's the children from the school making their way to her home, finding out where she lives, assaulting her on other properties in public. And it's just like, the town is not safe, because it's the town where people don't take accountability when there could be things done differently to help anybody in any situation. This is just a situation at the high school with the kid. So I'm pretty sure there's other situation with other people that, need help as well that's not getting it. But yeah, I'm in here in the meeting to try to get some results and some justice for Amaya, or at the very least, somebody in the authority or in y'all program to empathize with the mother and just say, I apologize, I could have done something differently. And we didn't have it together. We didn't have the answers. We didn't do what we were supposed to do. And it's not like y'all may not have a system to follow, but at least acknowledge that and say, we didn't have a system in play. We apologize. Moving forward, we're going to orchestrate one. Maybe this situation never happened to this depth before, so y'all didn't feel like y'all needed a more serious one. But it's like, okay, moving forward, what are y'all gonna do to make it better? Like, that's all.
Thank you, Ms. Calamito. Seeing as though we have no further public comment, I'm closing the session at 8:48 p.m. All of these comments have been noted. Thank you all. Okay. Now I'm going to return to the motions. May I have a motion and a second to accept and approve public comments, awards and recognitions, superintendent resolutions, and superintendent resolutions 1.1 through 1.6.
I make a motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
No discussion, I just wanted to congratulate all of our teachers of the year and our service professionals of the year. Congratulations and thank you for everything that you guys do.
Yes, same. I want to congratulate the teachers of the year and our service professionals of the year.
I also want to say Women's History Month is coming, and I want to congratulate all the women out there. You're doing a fine job. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing as there's no further discussion, Dr. Simmons, may I have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Tunnage? Is Tunnage? No, sorry.
She's gone.
Yes. Thank you. Dr. Atkins?
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Bond?
She dropped off the meeting.
She dropped off. Mrs. Chavez?
Yes.
Mrs. Cortez?
Yes.
Ms. Santos?
She's not in the meeting.
Mrs. Washington?
Yes.
Ms. Woody?
Yes.
Dr. Washington?
Yeah.
Motion passed.
Thank you. May I have a motion, moving on to personnel items, may I have a motion and a second to accept and approve personnel items 2.1 through 2.17?
I'll make the motion, Ms. Washington.
Second, Chavez.
Any discussion? Seeing as there's no discussion, may I have, Dr. Simmons, may I have a roll call, please?
I'll start the roll call.
Thank you.
Mrs. Washington,
Yes.
Mrs. Chavez,
Yes.
Dr. Atkins,
Yes.
Miss Bond is not here. Mrs. Cortez,
Yes.
Miss Tunnage,
Yes, abstaining from 2.3 and 2.4.
thank you. Miss Woody,
Yes.
Dr. Washington,
Yes. Did the motion pass?
yes, I'm sorry, motion passed.
Thank you. May I have a motion and a second to accept and approve business items 3.1 through 3.3, 3.3, and 3.34 on the addendum?
I'll make a motion, so set Chavez.
Second, Cortez.
Any discussion? Seeing as there's no discussion, may I have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Chavez,
Yes.
Mrs. Cortez,
Yes.
Dr. Atkins,
Abstaining.
Miss Bond, she's still not here. Okay.
She's not here.
Miss Tunnage,
Yes.
Mrs. Washington,
Yes.
Miss Woody,
Yes.
Dr. Washington.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you.
Ms. Simmons, my apologies. Can I just abstain from 3.29 and 3.30, please?
Yes, Miss Chavez.
Yeah.
Say that again, 3.30.
29 and 30.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are we done for that? Okay. May I have a motion and a second to accept and approve policies, regulations, and bylaws 4.1 for second reading?
I'll make a motion to accept and approve policies, regulations, and bylaws.
Second, Cortez.
Any discussion? Sorry.
It's a discussion, well, it's not a discussion, but just a reminder that for our policy 5200.01, attendance of after-school programs, as I read on my committee report, students are expected to stay on those programs until the end of the day of those programs. And if they have 3 unexcused absences, they will be removed from the program.
Okay,
So-
thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing if there's no further discussion, may I have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Chavez,
Yes.
Mrs. Cortez, Mrs. Cortez?
Yes.
Thank you.
Dr. Fisher, your long ass ass.
Dr. Atkins?
Yes.
Ms. Tonnage?
Yes.
Mrs. Washington?
Yes.
Ms. Woody?
Yes.
Dr. Washington?
Yes.
Motion passed.
May I have a motion and a second to accept and approve curriculum and instruction items 5.1 through 5.24?
I so move.
May I have a second?
Second, Chavez.
Any discussion?
Dr. Fisher, you look like P. Diddy cousin.
Any discussion? Seeing that there's no discussion.
Miss Dr. Watt, yeah, I was gonna ask them to delete John Doe.
I think she did. Okay, any further discussion? May I have a roll call, please?
Dr. Atkins?
Oh, I was the one who made the motion.
Woody made the motion.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Just a little distracted there. And it was seconded by
Chavez.
Chavez. Thank you. Miss Woody?
Yes.
Mrs. Chavez?
Yes.
Dr. Atkins?
Yes.
Mrs. Cortez?
Yes.
Ms. Tonnage?
Yes.
Mrs. Washington?
Yes.
Dr. Washington?
Yes.
Motion passed.
We have two more items that we need to get through, but first, I want to make a statement. I appreciate the comments that came in this evening. However, for legal reasons, because we do have to protect the privacy of the other students, there are restraints to what we can respond, and as the chair, there are restraints to what I can respond to and state publicly as it pertains to any student matters. However, the student, the superintendent, and the principal are addressing this matter and working with the families, and they're working with the parents and the other students with a sincere and intentional eye towards student safety. And we are addressing these issues, as you can see, in our agenda here this evening, and we want to resolve these issues. For the parents on the phone, please reach out. Curtis and Rachel Williams, please reach out to Ms. Harry and Dr. Fisher, and they should be working with you to ensure, one, your daughter's safety, and two, for the rest of her educational needs. I thank everyone who came here tonight and made a comment regarding the situation that occurred at Abraham Clark High School. And I want to thank you for your voice. And we will be putting in the time to ensure that there is a plan and a path forward. Thank you. Prior to closing tonight, we have to do, since this is virtual, we want to recognize there's a presentation, and I'm hoping it's queued up. There's a presentation for the students, for the Teachers of the Year.
Can I say something before that?
Who's speaking?
Loretta Washington.
Can you wait until the end, please?
Okay, no
Thank
problem.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Who's queuing up the Teachers of the Year in this presentation? Please have it ready. If it's not ready, we're gonna continue to move on and we're gonna close the meeting.
I believe
Dr. Washington, the presentation is being presented online. You guys cannot see it, but the public can see it online. Or otherwise, it has to be done by one of you guys from the meeting.
I don't have the presentation. I was never given a deck.
If you can, if I can share the screen, I can do it.
You guys are controlling the meeting.
Yes.
So you guys should be able to, I don't have any of those controls at my leisure.
You have the ability, you have the ability, Mario. It's a slideshow. Click. Congratulations to our Teachers of the Year.
Yes. Thank you.
Can we pause this for 1 second? Whoever's sharing the video, can you call the names of the teachers? Because just sharing the video is not helping us. Can someone else, because
Yes.
I want to give them their just due. Can someone please start over and call the names of the teachers? Thank you.
Sure. Educational Service Professionals of the Year. Scancio, go back to the beginning slide, please. Back. Use the back arrow. We have Maria Flores. Congratulations, Ms. Flores. Next slide, please. Anna Clancy. Congratulations, Ms. Clancy from Charles C. Polk. Kimberly Basket from Harrison Elementary School. Let's give her a big round of applause. Mr. Jesse Schaefer, Washington Elementary School. And Yuli Rodriguez Cepeda, let's give her a big round of applause from L.V. Moore Middle School. Ms. Dawn Allen Williams, counselor from Grace Wilday Junior High School. Give her a big round of applause. Ms. Dina Abumaj, ELA coach from the high school. Let's give her a big round of applause. And that's our 2025-2026 Educational Service Professionals of the Year.
I was trying to get to the screen. Thank you, everyone. And once again, congratulations to all the honorees this evening.
Dr. Washington, we want to acknowledge those, the teachers of the year. We didn't have an opportunity to.
Do you have the presentation up?
Yes, it's already up.
Let's go.
Teachers of the year, Mr. Kevon Beresford. Let's give him a big round of applause. KSA teacher. We have Stacy McManus from Charles C. Polk School. Let's give McManus a big round of applause. Stephanie Marino, art teacher from Harrison Elementary School. Round of applause for her. We have Marissa Wickham from Washington Elementary School, first grade teacher. Ms. Ronnie Shoup, L.V. Moore Middle School special ed teacher. Congratulations to her. And from Grace Wilday, Michael Pawlowski. Let's give him a big round of applause. ELA teacher from Grace Wilday Junior High School. Congratulations to all of our 2025-2026 Teachers of the Year. And finally, we have Miss Taylor Carey, dance teacher at HCHS. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Thank you, thank you. We saved the best for last. Thank you to all you wonderful teachers of the year, 2025-2026.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you for being patient for the presentation. Okay, so now I'm going to entertain a motion. May I have a motion and a second to approve? I think I did this already. Did I do curriculum and instruction? Yes, now I'll take a motion and a second to adjourn.
So Seth Chavez.
Okay, who did?
Washington. I second.
Can you guys keep me off mute so we can get through the end of this, please? Thank you. Is there any further discussions? Seeing as there's no further discussion, all in favor? Aye. Aye. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you at next month's meeting.
Aye.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Recording stopped.